This is the end. It's very relaxing. How do you know that it's really the end? I'm going to teach you tonight. Relax. You're already here. That's the vibe I sit with tonight. You close the book. It's the end of the school year. You close the lesson plan book and you put it down. It's done. And it's a great feeling. You might ask, you tuned in, how do you know that it's the end? And the answer is when things get so obvious, you know it's the end. There's a lot of things that have been happening that you might be witnessing. The 144,000 will be sealed in the forehead. I'm going to refer to that in tonight's lesson. The seal in the forehead. Are you actually observing the reality? If you're able to really focus your attention and listen all the way through the end of this message, you're going to understand timelines, the quantum, and how the light of Christ is above all. Some people will tune into a timeline with certain rules, so on and so forth. But if you're going quantum, right, you go above all of those limiting belief rules. You might have witnessed accelerated tests and tasks recently. You could see, maybe people pop into your life for a very quick review, for a very quick test. One of the things that I've been sharing with everyone is that this timeline shift, the permanent change that God has in store for all of us, this is not a Band-Aid. A lot of you might say, I don't need these quick fixes. This reality is never about a quick fix. And this is actually about permanent change. So you will be tested. You will be given tests. And what you need to do during these tests is to listen carefully, look at all the nooks and crannies of the tests that you're given. This is a shift of identity and embodiment, all right? So if you are to truthfully collapse an old timeline, I hope you listen very carefully to this message because it's never going to change. If you are going to truthfully collapse a timeline, you have to embody your true identity of the higher self. If you're a leader, you must embody that identity of leadership. If you are the divine masculine, you must embody the identity of the divine masculine. If you're the divine feminine, you must embody the identity of the divine feminine. And none of these things are going to ever change. This is quantum reality. So when you view the 3D reality, there's going to be a lot of distractions, and they're going to come up and they're going to pop into your everyday life as these, final tests. These are not bad things, bad people, or anything negative. This is your everyday life, right? Did you have that conversation with God? And once you have these conversations with God, you are going to have to be tested to see if you are prepared to push through. Even as I'm leaving this recording, something popped up and it's a distraction. You're going to have to push through these distractions. I work with the universe, I work with God, and when these things pop up like little distractions like that, it doesn't really aggravate me. Maybe in the past it did, but I am tapped into the quantum. Identity, embodiment, practice what you preach. It's something that I've been sharing for a long time. Practice what you preach. You're going to be given these tasks to practice what you preach. So you might be given maybe a business opportunity. Maybe you are going through a drought season, and maybe there might be a business opportunity that you say, I could maybe get this money, but maybe it might pull you slightly out of your integrity for your identity and the embodiment of where you're going on this new timeline. You might be searching for a relationship. There might be a test that will try to pull you out of your integrity for what you're embodying. You have to know these things, right? If you're the divine masculine, you better make sure very carefully that you're not emasculated by weak, modern woman. If you're the divine feminine, you better make sure that you're not led astray by the weak beta males of society. Hit the like button if this message is resonating with you. We got High Commander on the ground today. The 144,000 will be sealed in the forehead. It's not a joke. Because this 3D reality, a lot of you might be manifesting, you might be creating, you might have started your journey. And you're starting to realize that this 3D reality, it is not real. The things that are popping up, they are a reflection of your previous self. It's a frequency. Tesla said, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. You must ignore the 3D. You must embrace the quantum reality. When you know this, when you're sealed in the forehead, you start to see these things. These things don't even make sense. How is this even real? So you're going to have these quick tests that are going to come in, maybe for like a week or even less than a week. You might have been witnessing this in the past month. All of a sudden, because this is a divine game almost that we're in, and these tests are testing you. They're giving you the final finishing touches. You need to go through these things. I'm going to share this now. I'm going to share it forever. You cannot grow. You cannot sit in the basement. I know a lot of people are afraid. The world has been crazy post 2020. I'm here to encourage you to go out into society, meet people, things, do different things, get out of your comfort zone. Nothing is there to hurt you. You're just there to grow through the experiences. And I hope that helps you, because this is the end and you need to be prepared. And I'm going to say maybe something that might trigger certain people. You're going to have to look carefully. You're going to have to look carefully at all these things, because each and every one of us have a free will decision to make this quantum jump. Quantum jumping is not a spiritual term that you see on YouTube and social media. And these guys, it's a real, actual thing. Some people will not make this cycle, but you have another chance in the future. And some people might not like that. If you're getting triggered by that, do better. You see, my everyday life is my responsibility. If you don't make the jump, it's not my responsibility, nor is it my brother and sister's responsibility. Each and every one of us must take ownership for this jump. This timeline is about to collapse. How are we going to do it again? Oh, because the timeline is a spiral. And if you don't do it this time, another one will come up again. This is a big one for the collective. And I've been sharing about this. If you look very carefully, and if you really analyze your everyday life, you might witness 2-year cycles, almost like a 2-year cycle. And then if you expand your consciousness, then you are expanding to a wider arm of that spiral timeline. And you're going to see certain things. You could say, oh, this person, they have the same characteristics as that person. This job has the same things. This situation, whatever it might be. Did you study? Did you learn? God works with compare and contrast. You're going to be given multiple things for whatever it is that you might need to overcome, whatever it is that you are preparing. You went over it with God. Didn't you? Didn't you? Yeah, you sat quietly. You sat quietly with God. And you hatched out and 1, 2, 3, or A, B, C. And then when something comes, opportunities, tests, little check-ins, But I said B, and this is not there. That's how you check for the counterfeits. That's how you check if you're entering the right or the wrong timeline. This timeline's about to collapse. You need to be sealed in the forehead. You have to listen very carefully to these things. The unenlightened man, the beta male, will not see these things. The modern woman, busy with her nails and getting her face done and worrying about all this nonsense, they're not focused on these little things. You have to be focused, woman. You need to be focused, brother. You have to look at these things like never before. For if not now, then when? I'm leaving this message. It's a very powerful year this year. Okay, this message will last the test of time, as many people will make a timeline jump. I suggest that you save this message. I said something in the beginning of this message. It's always going to last the test of time. I call them receipts. I have a tremendous community. Please click the subscribe button, take the journey, and I'm going to have you running like a well-oiled machine. And I'm going to have you experiencing the greatest reality that you've ever had. When it gets so obvious, when it gets so crazy, you know that it's about to end. That's what you're actually looking for. I know some people think that doesn't make, what does this mean? Okay, comment down below if you witnessed it. How is this even real? How is this situation even real? This seems like it's fake. It's so obvious. That's the best way that I could word it. Some of these things don't even have words. We're trying to communicate with spoken words. You know, some of God's movements can't be explained with spoken words, but we do the best that we can. It's so obvious, you know, and you could say that. You could look at a situation and you say, this is so obvious. I know that it's over. I know that this is the end. I know that the timeline collapse has already happened. You know, I've been through a lot on my journey, and I do this work and I learned my lessons, and I'm grateful to God. I'm obedient to God because God protected me before my ascension. Once again, God protected me before my ascension. That's why I'm obedient to God. Not to worthless trolls, narcissists, dirtbags, the modern woman, the beta male. I'm not concerned with any of these things. I'm concerned with the royal family. And why doesn't everyone write that in the comments today? We are the royal family, 144,000. And it's not a literal number. If you ever knew the magnificence of 3, 6, and 9, you would hold the keys to the universe, Nikola Tesla. 1 + 4 + 4 is 9. You hold the quantum in your DNA. We're getting deep tonight, baby. If you like it deep, I'm the man for the job. It's true. We have to go deep now. You have to know this right now. This timeline has collapsed. That old timeline that you were on, it's finished. And you have to move forward. You have to move forward in the embodiment of whatever you're bringing to this new reality that you're going to live. Remember, what we're about to do or where we're headed, we're not all the same. I know in the modern world, everyone, yeah, it's carbon copy. No, we're not all the same. We're not all the same. I saw this kid in the gym. He had a shirt on that said, "We're not all the same." I gave him the thumbs up. No, we're not all the same. We're actually very unique, and we have specific journeys, and we have specific skills, and we're here to accomplish something that nobody else can do. Let that sink in. If you're still tuned into this message, if you could hold your attention, you could jump the timeline. I'm giving you a lot of answers that will never expire, if you will. They last the test of time. Hold your attention. This is something that a lot of people can't do in the modern world. That's why you cannot manifest. That's why your life never changes. That's why you still keep attracting the same miserable beta males. That's why you still have the same miserable job. Tough love. You must hold your attention for a sustained period of time. I've done things for years. We have many things and we have long-term things. Can you hold your attention for an hour on something? Can you hold your attention for years on something? I said this, I'll say it again and again, and I'll never not say it, and it will never not be true like some of all this other fads and everything else. Ascension comes first, and everything else follows that. And once you put that as your top priority, you make it as your top star, your North Star. Know thyself. You better know who you are, son. You better know who you are, sister. Know your path. Know the counterfeit path. Know your tests. Will you pass the tests? This is what you need to do to make the timeline jump. If you've gone over these things with God, you know what is for you. And when you see these things and you say, oh, you know what, this is missing, this, then you know it's a counterfeit. Then you know it's a test. But I'm here to tell you, we all have our seasons and cycles. Some of our brothers and sisters, and a lot of you that are getting this, you know that you have to do things that are, you are breaking, some people call it generational curses, subconscious programming, for the family lineage. Not everyone is able to do it. You might need a mirror, you might need someone else to do something, and only one person is able to break it, and the other person repeats the same thing. Hit the like button if that's the truth, if you've seen that before. Each and every one of our ascensions is an inside job. It is your responsibility. Not everyone makes it, but we go around the loop again. Last call. Oh, baby. Yeah, it's last call. A lot of you are feeling this. And when I end this, I'm gonna give you something to say and really embed into your subconscious. In the my mid-afternoon nap that I took today, I woke up and I feel this this pain in the middle. It's a very strange upper middle back, right where the wings are. I haven't felt this, and I try to roll it out, and it still doesn't go away, and it's quite annoying. And you might see these weird symptoms, especially when you go through a midday nap. Sometimes your body is tingly and numb. Do you know what happens during the midday nap? I do. Take the journey, and your Uncle Mike will teach you. You ready to make the jump? You have to realize that this is about your everyday life and nobody else but you. There's a lot of wrong things that are shown, whether it's mainstream society, whether it's in fake spiritual communities, and so on and so forth. And I'm going to say it over and over again. There's all great things out there. There's, fad diets, there's crystals, there's cards, there's sage, there's all this other, hocus pocus stuff. It's all good stuff. But the light is forever. The truth, the top of the scale. Know thyself. You have to know these basics, because without it, that house of cards will collapse. You could hold on to all your crystals. You could light up all your sage. You could do all your meditation. Know thyself, the embodiment, the identity. Practice what you preach. This is what matters. This is the quantum, the 3D reality. When you start to realize this, that this is a frequency, get to the light, get to the sound, go there. And once you get to that, then you understand timelines. Then you understand the frequency that is coming from inside you. You are emitting this frequency. And as I shared, it's been a 7-year journey. It's tremendous. And as I shared in my very first video, instead of the exterior vibrations affecting you, your vibration will affect your surroundings. Some of these things, they're embedded within us. We're just remembering who we are. And sometimes it takes us a while. Maybe it takes us 7 years. We have to remember who we are. I leave you all with this. I am on the timeline that reflects my higher self. I am on the timeline that reflects my higher self. I am on the timeline that reflects my higher self. Get that in your subconscious today. Write it in the comment section. Write it on a piece of paper. Look at it, but don't just look at it. Embody it. Don't worry about the vision boards. Worry about embodiment. Worry about identity. If today's message resonates with you and you are prepared to collapse an old timeline and start actually living your everyday life, why don't you hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. Daily videos, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Live streams, we do it all. And I'm here to create something that has never been done before. Are you in? Take the journey. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you very much. I've really had the craziest journey. It's really crazy, the things that I experience. Sometimes I say nobody will believe me, but that's why I understand quantum, and that's the only way I don't even go say, what the heck is this? It's the craziest journey. But I know it'll be worth it. Actually, it already is. Create a brand new reality. I love each and every one of you. Stay focused. This is a powerful time period. We have Facebook, TikTok, Patreon, Instagram. Utilize the hashtag OurEverydayLives and leave in the comment section, do you feel very deeply this timeline collapsing? Do you feel that your higher self, the embodiment of your higher self, is walking this earth right now? It's time to come out and play. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. Relax. You're already here. Oh, baby. I'm already here. Got nothing else to do. Just close the book. Just close the book. Close the lesson plan book. It's a new timeline.